Yes, hello, this is Kang from Tax Clinic. In this video, I'll be guiding you on how to make a payment to the tax agency if you have a payment amount due, as we'll be covering that. First, when we prepare your tax return, we will also create what is called a payment slip for you to use. So you have the Federal Canada Revenue Agency and then Revenue Quebec, the Quebec Tax Agency. Depending on your specific situation, you might need to make a payment to both tax agencies. Or you might just pay the federal tax agency and receive a refund from Quebec, or conversely, get a refund from the CRA and owe payment to Revenue Quebec. So after your tax filing is done, we'll also provide you with a payment slip. Once you have this, you'll already know the payment amount from your tax filing summary. Now, if you look closely, the form that says Canada Revenue Agency is the one for the Federal Tax Agency, the CRA. We don't actually use the printed copy that we provide for this purpose. We just give it to you for your information, and if you look at the Quebec section on the left, you'll see it's labeled like this, Revenue Quebec. Regarding the payment you're making to the Canada Revenue Agency, if you look further down the page, you'll find your social insurance number and the balance owing. The balance owing, of course, is the specific amount you are required to remit. When you log into your bank, you use online banking, right? You can use the payment service in your online banking. When you click on the payment option, you'll be able to choose the payee, meaning you can select precisely who you're making the payment to. You would navigate to that section and choose Canada Revenue Agency, then proceed to select either amount owing or tax owing from the available options. To explain this again, you will log into your online banking, go to the payment service, and then make your selection. You will always need to choose a payee, won't you? Because you have to make a payment. So for the CRA or Canada Revenue Agency, choose tax amount owing. The tax filing year will certainly determine the specific details. If it's 2022, click on 2022. If it's for 2021, you'll click on 2021. So for the 2022 tax amount for the CRA, it'll be like CRA 2022 tax amount owing. Once you've made that selection, you then enter a reference number. This is essential to convey the information of who exactly is making the payment. For that reference number, you will just need to input your SIN. This means you are selecting the recipient you intend to make the payment to. And to identify yourself as the payer, the way to input your personal identification is by putting your social insurance number in the reference section. And finally, you would then just pay the exact amount that you intend to remit. Don't forget that tax payments must be made before the tax filing deadline, which is April 30th each year. Next is Quebec. In Quebec, there are actually two different methods. The principle is exactly the same. Again, you select the payment service and then choose Revenue Quebec as the payee, just like before. Depending on your bank, two options will appear, specifically for Revenue Quebec. Regarding the tax filing year, for instance, if it's 2022 and you select 2022 tax owing, you must enter your SIN as the reference number. If you choose 2022 tax owing, your social insurance number serves as the reference number. But regardless of the year, there's also something called the Men Revenue Quebec Payment Code. So if you select the option Revenue Quebec Payment Code, so as you can clearly see right here, there is a 20-digit payment code provided. You then need to input this specific payment code. Your social insurance number is here. So as I said, for 2022 tax owing, your SIN is the reference. Then, if you select the payment code option, the payment code itself serves as the reference number. So you just input that, followed by the payment amount. This specific form uses 2022 as an example, so ignore the year, the amount, and the name. When we prepare your forms, we will generate and print the necessary payment remittance slips for both the Canada Revenue Agency for the amount you owe and for Revenue Quebec. You can then proceed to process your payment accordingly, exactly as I have just guided you through. There is the option of sending a check, but it takes time, it could get lost, so it's not a good idea. I highly recommend you simply use online payment. That concludes how to handle situations where you need to pay the tax agency.